Hey guys, Mr. Bowman here. Today's learning objective is in green and we are learning to describe angles by their angle types. So the key thing from today's video is we need to have an understanding of the types of angles that there are. And I suppose as a big hint, I'm going to be writing the numbers, but there are 6 different angle types in total. And we need to be confident and comfortable with all 6 to be able to classify or describe an angle by its type. So we're actually going to do something a bit weird. We're going to start with the odd numbers, 2, 4, 6, because they will help us work backwards for 1, 2, 3. So the first angle a lot of us will be familiar with is, I'm going to draw this. It looks like an L and it's got a square here. And this here is a right angle. And this here is the most commonly known angle from my experience teaching. And that there is exactly 90 degrees. It's not 89 degrees, it's not 91 degrees, but exactly 90 degrees. The next one that a lot of us will be pretty comfortable with as well, draw that, and maybe that's the point there, and it's just a straight line. And that there is exactly 180 degrees. And the final one's a bit weird in terms of a drawing. But let's say we start there and we go there, and we're going to lap all the way around to the very end. And that there is a full revolution. And that angle there is exactly 360 degrees. So they're the first 3 angle types that we need to be aware of. And this thing here, so far, probably nothing new to most of us. The next thing we're going to look back at is we're going to look back at the next ones. So we started off at 90 degrees, but what happens if something is less than 90 degrees? So we'll draw an angle, so maybe one along here, and we're dealing with this angle here. We know that that angle is going to be less than 90 degrees, and these angles are called acute angles. And they are less than 90 degrees. I remember these because if you think of a little puppy, that's often small and cute. So the acute angles are the small angles. We're then going to look at the one. So we start off with less than 90. We go to 90, and now we're up to 180. So we're looking at the ones between 90 and 180, and these are called obtuse angles. So if you have a look, so there's an example, and that dotted line would be the right angle. So the angle sitting in between it, that there is going to be between those two, so they're called obtuse. So that's an obtuse angle, and that's between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So we've got that between 90 and 180 now. We've now got 180, and we're down to 360. So there's going to be something between this 180 and this 360, and those are our reflex angles. If you go down this way, and then maybe down here, and it's not the short angle in the middle, it is the long angle going around the outside. That there is a reflex angle. And that is an angle that's between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. So hopefully you can see how the angle types build up. We've got less than 90, 90 exactly, between 90 and 180, and then 180 exactly, and then between 180 and 360, and 360 exactly. So these are the 6 angle types we need to be aware of. And on the left or the right-hand side, I've got 3 examples, example 1, 2, and 3, and I thought we would quickly classify each of these angle types based on the rules that we've just learned. So angle number 1, we can see, if we break it into our quadrants, so that's our quadrant, we can see it definitely goes past 90, goes past 180, and if we had 270, it goes past 270, so it's somewhere between 270 and 360 degrees. And that would make it not a full revolution, but a reflex angle. So it would be reflex. I'm using those quadrants from the previous video as well. And number 2, we can see there would be our first quadrant, and we can see it does sit between that 0 and 90 angle. So that's a small angle. That's like, think of a puppy, that's cute. So that's going to be an acute angle. And the final one, number 3, we can see the angle coming around this way. We draw our 9, so that there's the first 90 degrees. That there would make it 180. So we know it's somewhere between 180 between 90 and 180, and that will make it the obtuse angle. So we've got obtuse there. So hopefully you have a good understanding of the 6 angle types you need to be aware of. It's your job now to get in the questions and apply what we've just learned. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Now let's get into heaps of practice.